Outside the Wires, Netflix's big new action movie. It stars Anthony Mackie and Damson Idris. It's the story about this drone pilot who gets sent out into the field. He has to go with his commanding officer behind enemy lines and stop the terrorist from destroying the world. So it's pretty unoriginal. There's probably a ton of movies with this exact same type plot. And so I'll touch on the good. It's kind of a spoiler. Obviously, from the poster, you can see that Anthony Mackie is a robot. So he has some pretty good action. He's not human, so he can move faster, and he's like stronger than regular humans. So some pretty decent action. That was enjoyable. There was definitely different parts of it that I enjoyed. And then Damson Idris is actually pretty good. He showed some sparks. There's a couple different things that I was like, oh, this guy could probably be a pretty good actor. He had absolutely nothing to work with in this movie. The material that he had, the script, everything was really bad. So, but he still like gave me enough to be like, okay, I'm definitely interested in what he does next. I would love to see him with a really good script or a really good character. So that's basically the good. The bad is kind of like what I said. It's really unoriginal. I definitely felt like I had seen this movie before, just with different characters, different actors, and probably a different setting. But yeah, it just felt very unoriginal. There was a slight twist that I was like, okay, like this actually could lead to something. And then almost immediately I was like, okay, like I'm not fully tracking with what's happening here. And that was kind of the whole movie. Everything was like vague enough to where I didn't have to question too much. And if you didn't question, it's like, yeah, this is fine. But once you start actually thinking about like, okay, why is this character doing that? Or like, why would he be okay with this now when earlier in the movie he wasn't, and there's been nothing changed? Like different things like that. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so I do think it would be a really good book if they slowed everything down. Characters were given more time to be fleshed out. The story would have more time to be explained on a deeper level. I think it could be really good. There was definitely themes or ideas or like conversations to be had that they really like started to touch on and like glossed over, and it's like now people just care about the action. And it's like, you know, with Anthony Mackie being a machine, there was, you know, this conversation of like man versus machine, and it was like barely touched on, and like no, let's forget about that. And then like this idea of like disobeying orders and following your gut, but like also just kind of thrown to the side. So it was just like a lot could have been really good, and they just decided not to do it. So just very disappointing in it. If you're looking for a subpar action movie on Netflix, you can probably honestly find a better one. So I would definitely not recommend this. Don't waste your time. Thanks.